What's going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, October 22nd, and I have to release a statement of regret.
You have a retraction?
Yeah, more of an apology.
Okay.
All right, so 2 episodes ago, my topic was stage names and aliases. And at one point, you asked me if I had an alias or ever wanted to have an alias.
Put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot a little bit, and I jumped into the story of my alter ego, Murray Black, who comes around when I've had too much to drink. And I was kind of embarrassed, so I tried to change the subject quickly. And you asked, who are these friends that you don't know that gave me this name? And in an attempt to move on and to change the subject, I said it doesn't matter or they don't matter or something like that. I went back and listened to it. Sounded kind of like an asshole. So that's on me. I was mostly just embarrassed that a 27, 28-year-old me was talking about his drunk alter ego.
I mean, I'm just jealous of these friends getting hang out with Murray Black.
It is nothing to be jealous of.
I don't know. That sounds pretty good.
But that's on me, so I state my regret. Tune in next week when I apologize to my mother for being an embarrassment. Mm-hmm. And this will just be an ongoing saga.
Well,
this is episode 26 of Tell Me What You Know, by the way. And some technical difficulties already. Now we're
stay
good.
on.
We're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to meet Murray Black. I feel like I've maybe met Murray Black, but I didn't know I was meeting Murray Black. That could be true.
We can probably just move on.
Okay. Well, I've got something. My mom sent me an email about, because our moms are our only listeners.
That's right.
DB Cooper.
Yes.
The guy who jumped out of the airplane.
From a hostage situation.
Robbing a bank hostage situation. Her friend, Sean's dad. Sean, if you're out there listening, hello.
Yeah.
Her dad would go take her to downtown Seattle to go shopping. One day he didn't show up, and he was on a plane with this other guy's son, who was about 24 at the time. And
okay, gotcha. Your mom's friend's father, and your mom's friend's father's friend.
Yeah, I think
were on a plane together.
Right, exactly.
Your mom's friend's dad didn't show up to go shopping with her,
and that put her gave her alarm.
Yes.
Like, where is he? Mm-hmm. He's in a hostage situation on an airplane.
It was DB Cooper?
With DB Cooper.
Holy shit.
Said that he had coordinated the money to be there when they landed, and they wanted 4 parachutes so that they couldn't booby trap it.
Right.
So they could booby trap all 4, I guess.
Nope, impossible.
Not on DB Cooper though.
Impossible.
You looked at all 4 and like, which one should we booby trap?
That's right.
You're like, well, he's fooled us.
Couldn't possibly do all 4.
Couldn't do all 4, but yeah, got away.
Nice.
And one other thing that kind of came out very recently. This goes back to our stage names and aliases.
Oh, again.
We have a new stage name. We have a new alias.
For what?
For Mitt Romney.
Oh, really?
Did you hear about this?
No.
And Newt Gingrich came out and was like, Mitt Romney's the new Carlos Danger.
Oh, no.
Mitt Romney was controlling a Twitter handle named Pierre Delecto.
Okay. What was Pierre Delecto doing?
Basically just sticking up for Mitt Romney.
Okay. It's like a Kevin Durant situation.
Exactly. It's like a burner account.
More so Kevin Durant than a Carlos. He wasn't sending his privates out like Carlos Danger was.
But Newt Gingrich decided to lay on him. Call him Carlos Danger. Pierre Delecto.
Pierre Delecto.
Yeah.
I like that name.
It's a pretty good name.
These are great names, I feel like.
Yeah.
Murray Black, Ron Mexico, Carlos Danger, and Pierre Delecto.
Pierre Delecto.
Fearsome foursome.
Just sticking up for Mitt Romney.
That's right.
I love the tweets I've seen. It's like, hey, why don't you go back to school?
He's not that bad.
He's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Growing a beard.
You are growing a beard.
We can kind of see it if you're on our video. You could see it coming in.
Yeah, we're recording this episode for the first time. So
we're going to try out a new thing.
The camera adds 10 pounds, so just don't make fun of me. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm growing a beard and I'm become a vegan.
That's true. Michael's being a vegan now, in every sense of the word. Other than that, right. I think should we jump into it?
Let's do it.
All right, Michael, tell me what you know about stocks.
Stocks, like the stock market. So stocks you can purchase.
Could be.
I guess you could purchase stocks not necessarily on the stock market.
Yeah.
So you can have just like you can hold stock in a company, but it could be a private company.
Sure.
Stocks. The only other thing that's coming to mind for me right now is like a stock car. Like a stock car racing.
Like NASCAR?
Like NASCAR.
Yeah.
You got to race at stock.
Yeah, that's good.
Cole Trickle.
Cole Trickle. Dick Trickle.
Yeah, he could race that car, man.
Ricky Bobby.
Stocks.
Yeah.
The only other stock that's really coming to mind is like a bump stock, like a stock of a gun. But other than that, I can't think of where you're going with this.
Well, I feel like you know me now, so we're going in several different directions today, and you got two of them.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Were there three you had?
I have four.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we'll start with the stock market. Super boring, the details about it. How long ago? I mean, actually, it was kind of interesting that, like in the 1100s, French currency couriers managed agricultural debts for the banks. So it was kind of like the first example of brokerage. Okay. They were trading debts, right? Uh-huh. And then merchants of Venice, they were trading government securities in the 13th century. So super long ago.
Yeah.
It all kind of really originated to take shape, the system that we have today in the 1400s and 1500s in Belgium.
Okay.
Specifically in Antwerp. It was a pretty big hub there, I think. So the system was super similar, but it was different because they weren't trading shares in companies, but it was more of government and business affairs and individual debts.
Okay.
So it wasn't necessarily, I have stock in this company, but maybe trading trading of individual debts.
It was an exchange.
It was an exchange.
Okay. Is that how you're meaning of it? Like the stock market is an exchange of buyers and sellers versus like our current like banking system, or do you kind of see it kind of all wrapped together?
We're gonna go holistically on this one because I honestly don't know enough about it to differentiate. Yes. How's
okay.
that? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All the above.
Yeah. In 1600, the East India Company, I'm sure you've heard of that before,
heard of them.
Right? So this was now kind of interesting because risk was involved, right? These ships were sailing to the East Indies because it was a fertile ground of trading and new riches and resources and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like
spices.
Maybe a third of them would never make it back. So if you want to invest in a fleet, there's a chance you're going to lose out on that. So instead what they could do is they could invest in, a number of different fleets, spread it around a little bit.
Diversify.
If you lost one ship to pirates, you got four back.
Pretty good.
You're still coming out. You're making a profit.
Better than being just in that one ship that got taken by pirates.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Genius. Do you know how many different major stock markets there are in the world?
20.
Yeah. So there's kind of nailed it. 20 to 28. I guess the NASDAQ Nordic exchanges could all be listed as one, but it kind of takes over Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Armenia, and Iceland.
Okay.
But that's the NASDAQ Nordic exchanges. But yeah, there's 20 major markets, which I thought was pretty interesting. Any idea how much money is traded every day on the stock markets?
Trillions. I mean, probably. Like, I think you probably are trillions.
$5.1 trillion based on a 2016 article from Business Insider.
Wow.
$5.1 trillion daily.
Just going back and forth between people.
Yeah. How nuts is that?
Yeah.
So we'll move on then. You got any questions about stocks?
I could certainly follow up on this.
Yeah, go for it.
The one thing I find really interesting about money is that we sort of feel like it's something.
Yeah.
But it's really like a technology.
Okay.
And the exchange portion is one element of the technology. It's pretty cool. Like it allows us to do that. What you're saying, like, how do we get more spices here? Well, why don't you buy into like 5 of these ships?
Yeah.
And how do you do that? Like through this exchange. So it accomplishes such a need, but then can go so haywire when people get like nefarious with it. Like when they start conning people and being fraudulent.
Yeah,
it goes like totally off the rails. The one thing I never really fully understood is like how they figured out which companies they were going to put on which exchanges. I know some have different focuses on different things. So complex.
Yeah.
But also I find it's funny how complex they've made it. And I think in some ways I always wondered if they made it really complex on purpose.
It's certainly complex to me. I mean, I am stock market illiterate, honestly.
But it's like they had to make a whole new lexicon and a whole new like, oh, this is the mortgage-backed security. It's like, I don't know what. Okay, and it just kind of, you have to keep up on these very simple but yet they sound complex ideas. And then when the people boil it down for you, it's like, oh, I get it.
Yes.
Anyways.
Well said.
Very interesting. Well, stocks. Do you own any stock?
I do. I don't manage it.
You have a blue chip stock?
Yes.
Yeah,
Blue Chip Incorporated.
Blue chips.
Yeah, penny stocks is my game.
Yeah, Anacott Steel.
That's right.
There you
go. That's right.
Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott steel.
So I'm going to let you have a little choose your own adventure. Do you want to go with the stock car racing next, since that's the one you nailed, or do you want to have a surprise? Do you want to do maybe sandwich it, where the two that you knew are on the end and the two surprise in the middle?
I want the surprise in the middle, like an Oreo cookie.
Okay. The next one we're going to talk about is chicken, beef, and vegetable stock.
Oh,
yeah, you forgot about that one, right?
Yeah.
So what's that all about? Do you know anything about that?
So Taylor Lorio would always make stocks. Like he'd always make like a chicken stock.
Okay.
And I was always so impressed by it. I mean, he was like, it took a lot of time. You had to like boil the bones, and that's basically what it is. It's like flavored water, right?
Yeah. So
flavored water with extra like salt and flavor, and like a chicken stock would taste different than a beef stock because it came from a different bone. I mean, obviously, but I mean,
right.
But it's the same process, I would assume.
Yeah, so I mean, you get it from simmering animal bones or leftover meat that's still like attached to the carcass, fish, seafood, or vegetables in water or wine, or water and wine.
Okay.
You can throw in some aromatics in there, like celery and onion and carrots.
Okay.
That's got a French name that I forgot already. I always have to pronounce some kind of French word.
You're always talking.
I didn't even write it down this time because I'm not going to try it. And you said, salting it, right? Well, this is where people get really, really stingy on what's the difference between stock and broth.
And broth, okay.
Yeah, and the
like
answer,
a brine.
Yeah, a brine I think is more of a almost like a marinade, right? So if you make a brine for a turkey,
but that's like a salted water. I always thought,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Anyways,
exactly. But so for stock and broth are similar because they're both like soup type thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think broth more you can eat it by itself, whereas stock you want to use it for cooking other dishes.
Right. That's what I've always thought. You don't eat or consume stock on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some other differences: stock is made primarily from bones rather than meat, and is therefore thicker due to a higher gelatin content.
Okay.
These are more theories, I think, than actual facts, because nobody can really determine what the difference between stock and broth is, at least from the highly in-depth Wikipedia article I read. So that's one. Number two would be stock is cooked longer, and so therefore it has a more intense flavor.
Okay.
So it's simmered longer than a broth
It's simmered
might be.
longer.
Yeah.
When you say a simmer, is it like just below boil? Do you know?
Sure.
Okay. might try this.
So.
Might try it.
If I were to cook and a recipe said simmer, I would get online and look up what simmer meant.
Don't you always feel like it's like you're remember in Billy Madison when he's like making the potion, he like pulls his shoe out of the potion.
Oh yes, yeah, exactly.
I just always it seems like almost like a witchcraft thing people are doing with this, like just
putting
simmering
bones and stuff.
Simmering some bones.
Yeah, and I think obviously if you have a little bit of meat left on that bone, then it's
even better.
It's gonna taste better. Right? Last difference that I saw was stock is left unseasoned for use in other recipes, whereas broth you might salt it or add other seasonings to it.
That makes sense.
You choose which one you like best.
You don't want to dictate how much salt is in this thing you'd be making later. I'll add that when I get there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Sure. So that's vegetable and chicken and beef and seafood stock.
Awesome.
Would you like to buy stock in my beef stock company? Next up on the agenda.
No, I don't.
Gotta even know what simmer is. He wants to sell it. All right. Next up we have Stocks and Pillory. Any idea what that is?
No.
So think back to very olden times in like England. Remember the stocks? Like they'd put, let's say you committed a crime and they wanted to publicly humiliate you. They'd throw you in the stocks.
Throw you in the stocks. Okay.
So stocks and pillory. The stocks is actually the leg restraint. So you'd be seated on the floor or in a chair and your legs would be straight out in front of you and iron cuffs would go around your legs and you'd be sat in public for everybody to shame you for whatever you've done.
Wow.
The pillory is the one that has...
We should keep that.
Yeah.
Like we should, or bring it back.
Yeah. The pillory is the one... I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Pillory is the one that has the hole for your neck and for your wrists, right? So you're stood up straight.
Right.
Now, the stocks, you might be uncomfortable. You're sitting down. Kind of sucks. Pillory would be a lot worse because you can't protect yourself from all the crap people are throwing at you.
Oh, yeah. You can't put your hands up to block your face.
And so what I found out, they're throwing rotted food. They're throwing dead animals. Sometimes they're throwing feces at you. Sometimes if your crime was super, super terrible, they'd throw stones and people would die.
People would kill you.
Yeah. So you wanted to be put in the stocks so you could at least block your face a little bit. You might be asking yourself, what are some crimes that you could commit that you might end up in the stocks or pillory? Any idea? I think it's pretty much any of them. But go ahead and give me.
I'm wondering when the threshold would be crossed that you would
from Stocks to Pillory.
That or just when Stocks or Pillory would start. Like would stealing would stealing bread or something get you into the stocks? Maybe stocks, but maybe not Pillory.
It depended on what the warden was feeling that day,
or who you stole from.
Right.
You don't want to steal from some aristocrat who's connected. So gets you thrown in the pillory for nothing.
Right. What I saw before the article cut off behind a paywall was that you could be wrongfully accuse someone of a crime in order to claim the reward. So you send the wrong man to the hangman, thrown into the stocks or the pillory.
Good.
Probably get stoned.
Good.
Probably get murdered for that.
Yeah.
Which you maybe deserve. You're trying to kill somebody else for a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Men dressing as women and vice versa. You'd end up in the Stocks and Pillory. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Seems like some Church of England bullshit.
Right. Kind of I guess some rule they had out there. One that I thought was interesting, if you refuse to pay unjust taxes or you are mocking government officials, you might get thrown in the Stocks and Pillory, but the crowd's going to love you. And they're going to shower you with flowers.
You're Robin Hood style, kind of.
Instead of getting hit with rotting food, you get showered with flowers.
So you're like, if it's an unjust tax. So you're kind of like, you're protesting.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not paying this tax. Where are you going to the Stocks and Pillory? Do it.
Do it.
You hit with a bunch of roses. Hopefully they took the thorns off first.
Yeah.
So that's the Stocks and Pillory.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, I like the crime and punishment angle there.
Yeah.
I think that we could elaborate that on some other episode. There's probably some good stuff there.
I think torture devices.
Torture devices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Well, I want to go to have you ever been to the Torture Museum in DC?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It looks sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Maybe we'll take a field trip.
We should go in October because I think they do weird stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go check it out. We got a few days.
Yeah.
And finally, you mentioned it, stock car racing, NASCAR, baby. You know it. You love it. They race on Sundays, typically Saturdays as well, I believe. Typically an oval track. Do you know what the shortest track on the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series is?
Is it in Arizona?
It's not in Arizona.
Damn.
I don't think.
I forget what it is, but
it's Martinsville Speedway.
Okay.
It's the shortest track. It's I don't have it written down. It's like
though?
0.5 miles. I believe they're mostly oval shaped.
0.5?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look it up right now just to be sure.
Only a half mile?
That's correct.
So like if they're going 60 miles an hour, you're doing 2 miles a minute?
Martinsville Speedway, just south of Martin.
So 60 miles an hour, you're doing 1 mile, but you're doing 2 laps a
Henry
minute.
County, Ridgeway, Virginia, just to the south of Martinsville, 0.526 miles in length, the shortest track in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's short.
Some of the like when they build the walls of a track, if it's too angled, the drivers will pass out.
Just from the G's?
Just from the G's you get going
Pulling
on
those G's?
Yeah. That seems like a place that would get you to pass out.
Yeah. You know what the longest track is?
Daga? I don't know.
Daga, baby.
It is?
That's right. 2.66 miles.
It's Talladega. For our listeners who don't know.
Talladega.
2.6 miles?
2.66 miles. It holds the record for the fastest speed in stock car, 228 miles per hour down the backstretch.
There you go.
I think pulling average laps of like 2:12 or 2:13, I believe.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do you follow NASCAR at all?
No.
So you couldn't tell me who's in the lead right now in the series?
No, I couldn't.
Well, I can tell you.
Please.
Kyle Busch currently sits atop the leaderboard.
I mean, that's what I would have
Followed
guessed.
very, very closely by Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin. And I love NASCAR names.
Oh, they're the best names. I mean, without it, how many juniors can you get on a roster?
Any juniors, any Denny's, any Kyles. Lots of Martins, I feel like.
Uh-huh. Also, they're a lot younger than I realized, the drivers. They're like 19.
Yeah. There's a guy that actually, he was a few years younger than me, but at my high school, Austin Dillon, who's won Daytona. He's
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, North Carolina is like the birthplace.
Yeah, I mean, his grandfather is Richard Childress, is Richard Childress Racing and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. I think it's funny that the pilot, like, the drivers dress up in those jumpsuits like they're fighter pilots.
Yeah.
They're all 5'9".
I'm sure they're all flame retardant and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, I'm sure there's a use for them.
Yeah.
But like, you saw Tom Cruise and everyone was like, I want to be Tom Cruise.
That's right.
And they've all got smoking hot wives.
Oh yeah.
Who
big
just
time.
I mean, it's Talladega Nights.
That movie was not far off.
No, I mean it's really not.
I mean, they're not as
It's
they're not close to as dumb as those guys are.
No, of course not. But it's a parody.
Right.
But
There's some truth to some of it.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I dig it.
I just want to shout out to John Stockton, my last stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
John Stockton, yeah.
I couldn't think of anybody else. Jerry Stockhouse.
That's a stretch.
That count?
Stockton, John Stockton.
Yeah, Stockton Malone, baby.
Yeah, Hornacek.
That's right. You're a Hornacek guy.
Yeah, big Hornacek guy. One of the best shooters of all time.
Any stocks that I missed you can think of? I thought like the stock room, what's in stock, but like, I mean, how boring is that
what's
crap?
in stock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adobe stock images.
Stock images. Yeah, I mean, stock, as I understand, it's equal, right? So when it gets to the racing, it's stock. So it's just out of the back room and race it.
Yep.
But I've always wondered okay, it's stock, but how can they then keep messing with the car to keep within the rules? I don't know. I think we'll have to find an expert about that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that would be my question.
Yeah.
That's
all I got.
Stocks. Interesting. Well, I'm going to move on to a timely topic.
Okay.
I just received an email from Adam Silver, personally addressed to me, asking me to buy NBA League Pass.
Uh-huh.
And Michael, tell me what you know about James Naismith in the history of basketball.
Yeah. Father of basketball. James Naismith. That's all I know about him, but I'm going to give you some more. Let me see what I can think up here.
Yeah. Do you want me to ask you questions? Maybe you can go yes or no.
After I tell you who James Naismith was. He was, basketball has probably been around, I'm going to say it was like early 1900s when he invented the game. Like 1930 maybe.
Okay.
Around there.
Okay.
He invented it. It was a pole with a peach basket on it.
You got the peach, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Peach hoop?
Peach hoop, yep. I'm going to guess he's from Indiana.
He is not. He's not. Has no connection to Indiana.
Yeah, I just figured he was some kind of corn-fed,
yeah,
Larry Bird type, throwing balls in a peach basket.
Isn't there a NCAA basketball Hall of Fame someplace? Is it? It's in Kansas, isn't it?
I don't know where it is.
In any case.
Yes. Tell me some more about him.
Okay.
Feel free to ask questions and I'll give you answers.
So, is he American?
Oh, crap. I hope so.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, he's from Canada. He was born in 1861.
Okay.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
So he grew up playing like typical games
hockey.
Like chase, hockey, lacrosse,
tag.
And then another one called Duck on a Rock.
Love
it's
that
kind of
game.
an old game. You ever heard of Duck on a
No.
Rock? It's like you put a stone on a rock and you defend it while people throw stones at it to try to knock it off.
Sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was.
Let's go throw rocks at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he attended McGill University in Montreal. He played football, lacrosse, rugby, soccer, and gymnastics. Back then, it's like middle school. Everyone just played everything.
People said Bo Jackson was a good athlete.
James Naismith in his 175-pound frame, just a total athlete.
Yeah.
So he gets a job as a PE teacher in Springfield, Massachusetts at the YMCA training school. This was been like when YMCAs were first starting. Really.
That good old McGill education.
Gets him a job.
I know nothing about McGill. Sorry. I'm sure it's a great school.
I'm sure it's phenomenal. That is in 1891. Mm-hmm. So he's a PE teacher.
Okay.
He's in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And like the head PE teacher is this guy. What is his name? Wait, how did I not write down his name? It doesn't. It's the head PE teacher.
It's
comes
this guy.
Yeah. And he goes, James, we've got a problem. It's cold out. Wintertime is set in. And we need a game that we can give the kids to play like indoors.
This first winter they've ever had in Massachusetts.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, James, you're here. You're new. You seem like you could figure this out.
Yeah.
Gives them 2 weeks. Gives them 2 weeks to come up with a game. Gives them some parameters like it needs to be a better indoor game than just like with the ones we've had. It
Okay.
needs to keep them athletic, keep them in shape. So like get them running around.
Okay.
It can't be too spread out. Can't take up too much room.
Okay.
It can't be too dangerous. We don't want people hurting themselves. And it has to be fair to all players, generally fair. Meaning mostly, this is the point, he just wanted it to be that like the strongest kid in the class wasn't going to just win out. So it wasn't just pure strength can't win. Like a football or rugby, like the strongest guy.
A small kid, if he's quick, he might have an advantage over a bigger kid.
Exactly. So he can play, find an advantage, and play. So young James, he's 30 years old now.
Okay.
Goes
Not
away
that young in the 1890s. Probably going to die soon.
No, he lives for a lot longer.
Good.
Usually people, when they do good stuff, they can live a lot longer, like great basketball.
Right. Okay.
So he calls the game. He comes up with the rules. He has 13 rules that he starts out with. So yeah, he found inspiration in looking at all the other games basically, and was like, I think something like this might work. Okay. So to your point, he found the orange crates.
Oh, orange crates. Okay.
What did I say? No, peach.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You're correct. Peach crates.
Yes.
And they just use a soccer ball.
Okay.
And in fact, in reading through these 13 rules, the game's a lot more like soccer in the rules. So the ball may only be thrown in any direction with one or both hands.
Okay.
The ball may be batted in any direction, but it can't be punched with a fist.
Okay.
Player cannot run with the ball. The player must throw it from one spot in which he catches it to another person and allow for, like, if someone's running at speed, to stop and get to the point. The ball must be held in between the hands. It can't be held on the arms or body. I guess generally now, like you can tuck it now, I guess, but it's not really going to help you.
Okay.
Can't really do anything for you. No shouldering, holding, pushing, striking, or tripping in any way of an opponent. The first infringement of this rule by any person shall count as a foul. The second shall disqualify him until the next goal is made, or if there was evident intent to injure the person for the whole of the game, they're out. So no substitution shall be allowed in this if somebody gets kicked out.
So it's almost like a penalty box / red card.
Exactly. And I think that's where he gets it from. Like, you get a yellow and then you get a red and you're out.
Right. But also you could just be out of the play until a goal is scored.
Correct. But also in here, so he's playing, the first teams were 9 versus 9 in this. It's a lot of people on the floor.
The guy told him he couldn't take up much space, though.
Yeah, I know. It's you got to be able to run around.
When he saw this idea, he was like, "James, you have all the space you want."
Yeah. Oh, he's like, "James, this is amazing." James,
it's gonna suck, James.
A foul is striking at the ball with a fist. Said that earlier. If either side makes 3 consecutive fouls, it shall count as a goal for the opponents. Consecutive means without the opponents in the meantime making a foul. Interesting. Okay. So if you do 3 before the other team does 1, the other team gets a basket. I guess in this sense, I think he's thinking of a basket as more like a goal in soccer. Right. It has bigger deal.
Oh, they're fewer and further in between.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The goal shall be made when the ball is thrown or batted from the ground into the basket and stays there, providing those defending the goal do not touch or disturb the goal. If the ball rests on the edge and the opponents move the basket, it shall count as a goal. So that's the little beginnings of goaltending.
Sure.
When the ball goes out of bounds, it shall be...
I was also going to ask a question. What rule number are we on?
We're on number 9.
Oh, wow. Okay. I haven't been counting. It just seems like there's a lot of rules.
Yeah, they're kind of longer, but they just kind of elaborate on the main rule.
Gotcha.
So he comes in, like he has this...
no, keep going. I want to know the rules.
No, but I'm giving you a little flavor. He comes in, like the class comes in, and supposedly this was like a rowdy class.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cat pawing around in this class.
Do they have like girls in like Cookie Monster pajamas not wanting to do anything?
I'm pretty sure this is men only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So nobody was like, okay, gotcha.
So yeah, he like comes in and puts the rules up on a white piece of paper, tacks it up on the wall and says, "This is the game we're going to play."
Martin Luther.
And everyone, he journaled about this afterwards. Like the kids were like kind of unenthused. They're like, "Yeah, this is a stupid game." But anyway, back to the rules. When the ball goes out of bounds, it shall be thrown into the field of play by the first person touching it.
Okay.
In case of dispute, the umpire shall throw it straight into the field. So just sort of like
jump ball.
The referee shall be the judge of the ball and decide when it is in play and out of bounds, to which side it belongs, and shall keep the time. The time shall be 2 15-minute halves with a 5-minute intermission.
Okay.
Halftime. And the side making the most goals in the time shall be declared the winners. Obviously, we've had a lot of change since that 1891 game.
Yes, I was off by 40 years.
40 years. But you're not totally wrong in that the first professional basketball league wasn't created in the U.S. until the 1940s.
Okay.
But it did start in the 1936 Olympics.
Right.
And James Naismith died right after
the Olympics.
He saw it go into the Olympics, and then passed away. He didn't get any direct financial aid financial benefit from the game.
Yeah.
He wanted it to be basically for everybody.
Yeah.
And so the proliferation of the YMCAs around the country made it so that this game could grow a lot faster.
Right.
So
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then James Naismith takes a job at the University of Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas.
Okay.
Where I'm pretty sure they have a Hall of Fame there now.
Kansas City, Missouri. I looked it up. Oh, I mean the College Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes.
But I believe the university is in Lawrence.
Okay. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
So he is in Lawrence for the majority of the latter half of his life.
Right. Okay.
He also coaches. There's a fun little fact about him. He coaches the University of Kansas. Still to this day, he's the only coach with a losing record. Yeah. How crazy is that? He's
can't
like
be
55 and 60. Yeah.
There's not been one other coach that has a losing record all time.
All time at Kansas.
Oh, at Kansas. Gotcha.
At Kansas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Oh,
That
yeah.
makes sense.
Just at Kansas.
Yes.
But yeah, pretty nuts.
Huh. That is interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what he thought about. So he started this game in 1891. Kind of got the first league in the 40s.
Yeah.
And then when Jackie Moon his team did the first slam dunk in 1976. I wonder what Naismith was thinking looking down on the game.
Exactly. I bet his head exploded.
What was
the other rules that really changed the game were obviously dribbling.
Yes.
Because when they first started playing this game in 1891, there was a separated shoulder. There was because people were tackling each other. Yeah. Because they're kind of like leaning on other games that they're playing at the time.
Football,
rugby,
soccer,
like I'm just going to tackle you. So he kind of had to make new rules to kind of combat like the injuries kind of created, the violence that people were kind of doing. So yeah, dribbling, and then obviously the 3-point line was a big contribution, but that didn't come around until I believe the 60s.
I think later than that.
No, yeah, I think you're right, the 70s, which I think completely changed the game again. Now having the 3-point line.
Yeah.
But yeah, NBA is coming back tonight. We have the start of the 2019-2020 season. Who are you rooting for?
I honestly am just waiting for college basketball season because I'm pretty sure that the Charlotte Hornets are going to be dead last in the NBA this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards aren't going to be much better. The Suns aren't going to be much better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go to some Wizards games. I'm sure.
Definitely.
We're going to go to some Wizards games.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you say what you want. I've always been a bigger college basketball fan. So that's what I look forward to.
Did I bring this up? Did I bring this up as a hill I die on?
Yes,
I think I did.
You did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
You can like what you like. I'm going to like what I like.
All right. Are you going to watch any of Zion? I know he's out for 8 weeks. Yeah. Oh, and that really is going to be. It's really going to be more like 12 weeks.
Yeah, I'll watch. I mean, that's like my normal NBA viewing though. It's like I'll watch big players in big games, and then I'll watch the playoffs typically, and I'll watch every single game on Christmas Day, because it gets me away. Yeah, I can be by myself and watch the game.
Yeah,
just kidding.
But really.
But actually, yeah.
No, Christmas Day games are amazing. I actually like Christmas Day basketball more than I like Thanksgiving Day football.
Christmas Day basketball is great because
really good.
I don't know. It's just like you're not going anywhere. I don't know. It's great.
Do you know how many times the Spurs have made Little Michael in Christmas just a sad, sad boy?
They always play the Suns or something?
Robert Horry, man. I think Robert Horry has like 2 game winners on Christmas against the Suns.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Robert Horry has a ton of game winners anyways, but a lot of them are against the Suns.
Mr. Clutch.
Yeah, just killer.
Do the Wizards play tonight?
No, they play tomorrow night against
Okay.
Dallas. I think is the opener
In Dallas?
In Dallas, they have a 4-game road trip,
Yeah.
and then they play here next week. Next Tuesday, I think they play the Rockets.
Sweet.
So yeah,
Cool.
could be a good game.
Yeah. Well, I will probably follow along a little bit more this year, just because I'll sure we'll end up going to some Wizards games.
I mean, I think it's going to be interesting because of all the different players that are out. Like, it's not the obvious finals. I don't think.
Yeah,
this year.
no. And I think I said this to you maybe last week or something. You don't have to watch a single minute of basketball for NBA to be the most entertaining thing on TV.
I like the way you'd put that.
It's a soap opera.
It's a soap opera. Yeah.
I can be fully entertained by the NBA and not ever turn on a game.
I think I remember hearing like Major League Baseball players mad at the NBA, not mad at the NBA, but like mad at the situation that more people are following off-season basketball trades and information than they are like October baseball.
Yeah.
September baseball.
I mean,
Kind of crazy.
It's a great television show. It's a drama.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this guy throws shade at this guy. Have you ever heard Damian Lillard
China does
rap?
something? No.
Man, that guy's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's got a really good songs.
All right. I'll give it a
Check out Damian Lillard.
He's one of my favorite players.
Yeah, he's really good too.
Yeah.
I think he's like, I remember hearing Kevin Durant's really jealous of him because Kevin Durant really wanted a rap career and is like, damn it. But he's like, Damian's really good.
So now I know who's on Damian Lillard's tweets going, man, this guy ain't that good
Yeah,
at rapping.
exactly.
It's actually just the Durant burner.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. Him and Pierre Delecto.
Pierre
Pierre Delecto hates him.
Very nice. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent topic. I'm serious. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening once again. Like we said, this is episode 26. It'll be out this Friday. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And we will see you all next time.